Good morning to you and a very, very happy new year. I just want to wish you all a wonderful 2022 and I hope this year is going to be a wonderful year for you. The way that I judge a year by being wonderful is if it has a lot of growth, personal growth for me. I'm going to share what's happening on the 11th of January. If anybody still wants to jump in, I've got 2 spots left in the mastermind on Think and Grow Rich. And if you've never done this before, let me tell you why I love this mastermind and I repeatedly do it every single year. In this book, there are 13 principles which create a philosophy. And this philosophy can create success in any endeavor for any goal that you wish to have in your life, no matter what that goal is, from health to spirituality to money, no matter what. Of course, it's titled Think and Grow Rich. It's not what people perceive from the cover of the book or the title. It's about a map to creating financial wealth. It may be like that, and that's why the book sold, because this came out after the Great Depression in 1938, the Great Depression being in 1929. So the world really wanted to find a way to become rich, and that's how the book took off. However, when you dive into the book, it's more of a spiritual book, to be honest, than it is a book about creating just financial wealth. Because the point is, as the author really does help a person understand, is that there's no point in being financially wealthy if you are void or have spiritual poverty. You really do need to be rich in your spirituality, in your relationships with yourself and with others, getting rid of fear and things like that in your life. And then when you create financial abundance, it almost happens kind of automatically. And the thing is, we don't need the money when it comes. We're already from a more elevated and abundance type mindset versus a mindset of lack. So I want to quickly run through these 13 principles. And for people just like you who are silver graduates, you have an advantage actually doing Think and Grow Rich because you have other tools which Napoleon Hill doesn't have in this book, like visualizing and how we have it so structured in the Silver Method. So I wanted to share it with you. But just these 13 principles are really interesting. The first one is desire, which really is the starting point of achieving anything in your life. Then there's a chapter on faith. One of my favorite chapters, because wouldn't you love to know how you can develop and cultivate faith? If faith is the power principle of all time that creates miracles. And in that chapter is also something called the self-confidence formula, which absolutely works. So if you or anyone in your life would like to have more self-confidence, or maybe your children, that formula is rock solid. It absolutely works. Then there's other chapters like autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is reprogramming, self-suggestion basically, reprogramming your subconscious mind to automatically go after certain behaviors that bring you the goal that you really want. And autosuggestion, I think, is the keystone to the arch of the philosophy of this book. And it's the shortest chapter, but probably the most powerful. Then there's a chapter on specialized knowledge, which is really about you can accomplish anything, even if you don't have the knowledge. You just need specialized knowledge, and you don't have to have it yourself. You can hire it, and the stories in there are quite remarkable. Then there's a chapter on imagination. And we know as silver graduates that when we develop intuition, we're developing the imagination on day 3 and 4 in the course. And that's why the other chapters in the book are so powerful, the way Napoleon Hill put them together, for an understanding of really and truly how your brain works and how you attract into your life what it is that you want. Because we understand imagination, and even Napoleon Hill says it's almost the same faculty as the sixth sense. Then there's a chapter on the subconscious mind, which really relates back to autosuggestion and how you can program your subconscious mind through self-suggestion, and tells you exactly how you do that. Then there's a chapter on the brain, which helps us understand how the brain is a sending and receiving station. That's really because we are vibrational beings at the subatomic particle level. We are in a state of vibration. So the brain, how it works, we do have a sending and receiving station. We receive ideas through intuition, and that's the sixth sense, another chapter. And sending means whatever thoughts we hold in our mind, we are emitting that particular vibration, even though it's not written in those words. That's just my simple interpretation of it. And then a wonderful chapter, but really wonderful, on the sixth sense, which is intuition. And how you use the sixth sense, which you guys know from intuition, to get you the ideas that take you towards that you want to create. So if it's wealth, exactly what you need to do next, the steps you need to take, which you could not get if you didn't change your state of vibration, which you do through auto-suggestion, and the imagination, and you see how they're all linked together. And then there's also a chapter on decision, which is a really important component of successful people, how you make decisions and make them quickly, don't change them. It really is a skill that can be developed. Then one of my favorite chapters is a chapter on persistence. When you do Think and Grow Rich as a mastermind, there's a 14-day challenge to read the chapter on persistence every day without missing one day. Otherwise, you go back to zero. On persistence, why? Well, if you read the chapter, you'll understand why. It is the essential ingredient for success. And even in the Silver Method, we say desire, belief, and expectancy, which is faith, action, must take action, and persist. So exactly the same. See how parallel they are. Then there's a chapter on the power of the mastermind, and that's why I'm putting this video out. To read this book, I have to say, you'll never, ever, ever, you'll never convince me otherwise. You'll never get the depth of learning and the integration of these principles in your life without the power of the mastermind. And it's a chapter, because Napoleon Hill says the same thing. So the power of the mastermind is when many people get together, there's another mind in the room, whatever mind you want to call that, infinite intelligence. Even in the Bible, it says when two people come together in my name, I will be there. It's the same. He says when two minds get together, a third mind is in the room. And that mind is one of infinite intelligence, which gives us the ideas through intuition that guide us on the path to getting what we want, because we've impressed the subconscious and changed the way that we use the brain. That's why it's think differently, grow through personal growth, and rich is the outcome. Then a very fascinating chapter in here is the mystery of sex transmutation. This is so ahead of its time. There aren't even authors today in 2022 writing about sex transmutation. And here Napoleon Hill was talking about it in 1938. That is a phenomenal chapter about how you create the mind of genius through the transmuting of an energy from one form of expression to another form of expression. Amazing chapter. And then the 6 Ghosts of Fear is how the book closes. And he does put it at the end, because if I think Napoleon Hill put that chapter anywhere else, you'd throw the book in the bin, because it's very confrontational. Fear, it says in the book, is the worst of all enemies. And if you look at any personal development book, they say that fear is the thing that holds you back. So there are the 6 ghosts of fear, the 6 major fears we have, and how just to overcome them. And it's so simple. Once you read them and understand these principles, what it really takes then is application. And why the mastermind for me personally is such a wonderful way to study this book is because it's longitudinal over a long period of time. You do it in small chunks, 2 chapters a week, and then you discuss it in a mastermind, dig deep, work on a worksheet. I give you bonus videos, and also as a bonus in this mastermind, you will get the knowledge from another book called The Epilogue to Think and Grow Rich, the 3 missing chapters. I give that to you for free as a bonus in bonus videos. All right, so if you're interested, there are 2 spots left. Just head to my website and look at the events on there. If anybody wants the link, just drop it below. But otherwise, that's starting on Tuesday. There is time still to jump in. If you'd like to join, I'd love to have you there. This is honestly one of my favorite masterminds for a very good reason. And as silver graduates, you'll find an extreme amount of parallels with what you learned in the Silver Method. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. God bless, and I hope to see you soon.